Welcome, you lovely people, to the Sages Retreat podcast, and this is episode 39. That is 39. It's gone so fast. We have the best news, the best banter, and definitely the best accents on the internet. My name is Lee, and with me today is my main rude boy from the Sheffield Massive, Nathan.
Hello.
You didn't expect that, did you? You didn't expect that.
I was going to go brap and everything, but I chickened out last second.
You're going to go brap. You're going to do that wicked, like, that hand motion, but realise that it's actually quite difficult to do, and you might just sound like you're smashing your fingers together and ultimately causing yourself a little bit of pain. Waste of time doing it. I mean, no, you can.
I used to be able to do it, but I've now got arthritis.
I feel like I've done it once or twice really well and impressed myself. And then never been able to pull it off again. So there'll be no brapping and no finger wagging, swinging about, making awesome clappy sounds from us today.
No, not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
Nope.
I've been working hard, I bet.
Always working hard. Constantly working hard.
Always. Yeah. You had a bit of time off, didn't you? But then you're kind of like back in it now. You feeling it? Is it okay? You're right.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back at work.
Back again.
I'd like to. I'm enjoying it, but I'd rather be at home. But I want everyone when they're at work.
I know, right?
Yeah, I've got other stuff to do. I can't be doing work all the time. Nobody can be bothered with that.
What is that about? Being at work anymore? It's bullshit.
Yeah, it is. Who thought of that stupid idea?
I look at people and I go, you know what? You earn a bit of money and you do nothing. Like half the time, I feel like it's MPs. I'm like, what are you doing? There's that dude. The whole Afghanistan thing, and that dude was on holiday, wasn't he? And he's like, apparently he just ignored his phone. I'm like, you get paid a lot of money to answer your phone, and you're like, was he Home Secretary? I think he was, wasn't he? And he was supposed to be sorting problems out. He's sitting there with his pina colada, right? And he's got Boris on the phone. He's going, fuck that. I've seen the news. I am not answering that phone tomorrow. I'll answer it tomorrow. That is pretty funny. Dominic Raab, I think it was, who ignored his phone. Yeah. Nailed it. I think he's got very cushy right there. I've been up to anything.
All politicians have.
Definitely.
I have. With not much this weekend gone because we did nothing. But what did we do? I don't think we did anything this weekend. Not nothing noteworthy. Me and you did something, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah.
We did. Yeah, I just remembered. Thought it might be something totally different. I just realised what you're on about.
Yeah, no, just that. And we went on an adventure. So we went somewhere that we'd not been before. Just some woods that we found in the middle of nowhere. Went for a walk. Ended up foraging some blackberries and made a blackberry and apple crumble.
Did you come across like a random bush?
No, there were like millions, and two old men, not together, two separate old men.
So they weren't a couple?
No, they were. It were different times, 20 minutes apart. One old man walks down, sees his kids picking blackberries, and he's like looking, and I thought, he's going to moan or say something or something. He takes his hat off and he starts picking some. So he's got his hat full of blackberries and he's eating it and he walks off. Then another old man comes down 20 minutes later and he's looking at kids getting blackberries, and then you see him walk down, keep looking up, but then go around the corner and then he started picking some blackberries. So it were a good idea because all the old men are doing it these days. That's what they like to do. That's
the cool thing to do. Although I think there's a rule: you have to be over the age of 50 to pick them and eat them off the bush.
Yeah.
Any younger and you wash them because you're like, oat could be on that, dog could have pissed on that, squirrel could have shit on it, oat could have happened to that. There might be an insect. I've opened one up before and there's been like a bug in it. And I'm like, I'm washing all them, and they're going in the fridge. I'm washing them.
My first thought when I see them is dogs weed on them. Even if it's 8 foot in the sky, dogs weed on that. I'm not eating that.
Can't remember though when you was younger and you could piss that high. So I'm thinking if I could do it when I was like 12, I'm pretty sure a dog can do it because they have loads more energy than I have, and I reckon they could aim that bad boy and be like, I'm going to get them mainly because someone's going to pick them.
Yeah.
And think to themselves, I'm going to make a pie. Well, I was going to say I'm going to shit all on that idea, but obviously that'll be a different thing altogether. But they're definitely going to piss on our pie. But yeah, we had a blackberry bush in our back garden and it was well out of control. And it was like, I'd trim it, they just come back. Just like trim it, they'll come back. And then one day I was like, just leave it. Let it go mad. And we made several crumbles, a pie, jam. I was like supplying the neighbourhood from my bush. Not quite that sentence is not a good one to repeat. Maybe not at a party or a posh restaurant. I feed the neighbourhood with my bush.
Yeah,
what?
I think you just demonetised us with that comment.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm going to afford to pay the rent.
Yeah, exactly.
Next week. So I mean, what have I been doing? Have the weekend off? No, I was working all weekend this weekend. That was weird because I've had a few weekends off and I've not been asking for them. Unlike yourself, you have your set shifts. Mine are all over the place, which I like. I actually like because it doesn't get me a chance to get into any kind of routine. That sounds bad. The only thing good about set shifts is that you can sort of say, "Oh no, Tuesday night I'll go to that, flower arranging club," and you can always go. That's the benefit of shifts, but I can't, the set shift, should I say? But the benefit of doing all sorts of shifts is that, I don't need to worry about. It's easy for me to make appointments and other stuff. I can go shopping when I want. I don't feel that I've always got to go after work and I'm always tired, or it's kind of. Although I think I get less sleep. That's what I'm going to say. I think I do get less sleep, so I work quite late, don't I? Sometimes, but yeah. So we have been playing some games. I want to mention Back for Blood. I don't think we mentioned it. Or last week was the Beer Bad Movies one, and then the week before, I think we might have brushed on it, but we definitely didn't talk too much about it.
We've definitely not played on it though.
Yeah, I mean, what game is this? Tell me about obviously a bit about this game. Start us off.
Yeah, this is if anyone's played Left 4 Dead. I feel like I've already said this. I might have. But I'll recap. To recap, if anybody's heard me talk about this, this might be because when we played it, I spoke about it because we played it. It's when we first played it. We played it with Terry and Sam. If you're listening,
yeah, we had a great time. I mean, Terry and Sam have both been on here, and they're big gamers, and we actually had quite a good time playing with them, didn't we? It was quite fun having some sort of squeal every now and again from being attacked from all angles and just going, I don't know what to do, what's happening, and then having to say, I don't want to say that the men were saving the damsel in distress, but it certainly did seem like that, but only because she's not predominantly a shooter girl. She plays a lot of other sorts of games. So we ended up saving her a few times, didn't we? Which was quite fun. But Terry was on it; he enjoyed it as well. It's great.
I think to equal it out, I think she did save me once or twice. So
she was.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah.
She was she's like a nurse. So if we were down, she'd be like toddling over to get you back up, wouldn't she? So we definitely needed her there on this. So yeah, Back for Blood, obviously very much like Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah. It's basically a new version of Left 4 Dead. It's the same developers, but they don't have the rights to Left 4 Dead name.
They're not with Valve anymore, are they?
Yeah, they've left Valve, and Valve doesn't want them using the name, even though the game is basically the same. Everything about it. If you've ever played Left 4 Dead, you'll know the 4 people, always 4 people. So you'll have bots if you're not a person, if you're not another player.
I don't think the bots were too bad, were they?
No, they played pretty decent, and I mean this was a beta that we played, so this was beta state, and I think we got one bug.
On ship.
When ship blew up, but it didn't blow up, which is beta.
I reckon it's something to do with we died, didn't we? And then we got resurrected, or we got in a bot, or I died permanently, and it was. Something happened there, didn't it? To do with there was a lot going off, and I didn't notice it, and you were like, "Something's wrong here."
Yeah, so we ended up having to quit. But we haven't played hundreds of hours or anything, but
about
that's
7,
the only
I think it was altogether. About 7 hours. Yeah,
a decent chunk. I could have played more. It's quite a visually impressive game. I like the gameplay. I like the fast sort of gunning lots of zombies. It never felt too difficult. There were some times where it was difficult, but it never felt like just if we pulled together a bit more, or we were a bit more wise on where we were doing stuff.
I mean, stuff. I'm a sucker for running and gunning. Like I'll just run in, shoot stuff, and then go, oh shit, I'm dead. you're a bit more. You're not so much like that. I think if we'd played our cards better, I think we could have. Do you get my pun? Get the cards. You know what's it got in it?
Yeah, speaking of cards,
it's got
cards in it.
Cards in it, yeah. And they offer so you can make decks. So you can have. We didn't do any like player versus player stuff, did we? Which I believe was in there, but so you can make a deck. And you can tailor it to your needs. I mean, maybe if you want to play as like me, right? So do you reckon it's possible to play as a medic and have certain stats geared towards being like as a medic? Maybe that's something like you can all the health bonuses and all the rest of it, or you can have it so that you reload quicker. Or you have like an extra grenade or something like that. It's all quite. I don't want to say I didn't understand it fully, but I got the gist of it. But I felt the mechanics were slightly like, what is this? Why am I picking that? What does this do? What's that? I felt like it wasn't polished quite enough for me because I think
I think it explained it poorly by the fact that it didn't really explain it. Do you know what I mean? We were all like that when we were like, what the hell's this card thing? What? Do you know what I mean?
Use these cards. Which card do you want?
Yeah, and it was like I couldn't work out which one you were supposed to pick, and it was like we only sort of worked it out just from trial and error, just from playing, didn't we? It weren't like anything else. The game never told us. Maybe they'll add that in. I mean, I don't think we played a beginning part. I was trying to think back. I think basically we just automatically spawned in like some sort of camp and then took the game from there. So maybe there's a tutorial or a prologue or something that'll when full game comes out that'll show you. But they didn't do a very good job of showing you what to do. Although it did look very interesting. The cards we sort of got into it a little bit, but not too deep. So like you were saying with Medic, I think it's a bit refreshing because from Left 4 Dead you didn't really have any customization of your character other than what gun you picked up. So you get the decks, which you can buy more cards using like the in-game survivor points or supply points or something.
I enjoyed it. I thought it looked great. I mean, but if you'd have said to me this game's, let's say, 5 years old, I'd go, I believe that. But it's still the style it used worked really well, and it was fun. It wasn't necessarily about the how. You know, the high fidelity of it. It wasn't about these amazing textures. It's about, there's a zombie, which they called something else. Feel free to remind me what they were called.
Ridden or something,
Ridden, that was it, yeah. Because you need to get ridden. Okay, fine. So we've got the Ridden. And it was just like, you just shoot them and they die, and then that's it. There was those like special monsters. There was one with a massive arm. There was one that's kind of like stuck to the wall. He would jump like around like a hunter. One. Yeah, like a Spider-Man one. There was a big fat one that exploded. Didn't they call it a boomer in the first one? I think Valve missed a trick. I think they should have turned around and said, you know what? This is our Left 4 Dead 3. Yeah. This is what we've got. We're going to support you. Take a few more months making it. Let us integrate it in, and let's prove everyone wrong. Because everyone says that they never do a 3, do they? But let's have Left 4 Dead. Why not just have Left 4 Dead 3? See, Left 4 Dead 3 is going to come out now, maybe sometime, maybe not. And it's instantly. It's just. I don't think it'll be as good as what Back 4 Blood is. I think they're gonna fall short on it. I think those original developers knew what worked, and I think they smashed it out. What's the main bad thing about this game? Have you got anything bad? I've got something bad. It might be the same thing.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the same thing. The price point, which is it's a nifty one. It's 50 quid, and this is on Steam. This I'm not talking about buying it on a physical copy on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. This is 50 quid on Steam, which. It's a little bit too rich for my blood. I would have bought it straight out at gate at 25 quid, even 30 quid.
20 quid would have been a no-brainer 50 quid. For the fun it could give. 20 quid would have been like, 25. I would have been like, okay, who else has bought it? Are you going to buy it? If you get it, I'll get it. We'll play it. because we know that we could spend a few nights playing this game. And then it would have been like, at 30, I'd have been like, okay, you're pushing it. For me, because I'm a tight arse gamer, but that should be the name of this podcast, tight arse gamers. I've got a lot of games, and I've got a lot of games that I haven't played, and a lot of games that I can play. And for me, 30 would be too much. However, if they released it at 30, I'd feel that would be an acceptable price point for the game.
Yeah.
I think 50 quid is going to be a bit prohibitive. I think there's a lot of people that aren't going to buy it. I think there's a lot of people that are going to look at it and go, that's a bit too much, that. Also, because they've played the beta and they've had some fun, maybe they've got 20 hours on it with their mates, and they're going, I don't think we're going to get much more out of this. What more can it offer? Because they give you so much. I feel like they give you the whole game, even though obviously it's not all the levels, but they give you the whole game experience, the cards, the guns. Maybe they should have limited the guns. Maybe they should have only given you 2 levels to play on, but increase the difficulty. They could have done, instead of what I felt like they gave me the whole game to play. Yeah. And I think that might have been a mistake.
Yeah. I think only one thing I can think that they didn't allow you to do, other than obviously progress past the first act. And when we say act in this game, it's not like the first level. The way it's the same as Left 4 Dead, where
I'm really confused. I couldn't figure out, I wanted a sort of level select of what we've done.
Yeah,
I think that was crap. Whatever they were doing there, they messed that up. I just want to see. So I've done these 4 different stages or levels. Where do you want to join? Do you want to go on to the last one, or do you want to do the one before where you had an extra continue? That kind of thing. And you remember when I'm like, oh, let's start, let's go in, let's play, and I'm like, yeah, we've done this one, even though I wasn't aware of where I was entering the game. I just thought it'll just, because we both played it to a certain point, I'm thinking maybe it'll just put us in at that point, but it didn't. Sorry, I interrupted what you were saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the only thing that I could see that they sort of locked were like, what, I can't remember if it were 1 or 2 characters. Do you know the characters?
There was about 10 characters to pick from, weren't there?
Oh yeah.
And you could only
choose
5 or something.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I can think that they left out, and they did give you a lot. I mean, even down to they were like a gun range that you could test all the guns out on with all the ammo and all the upgrades. Maybe should have left that out, but
yeah. Then I like that, but maybe they could have done it so that you can test 1 shotgun, 1 pistol, only allowed you to use those guns. And it could have been like, you could have left the other ones on, and they could have been like, not available in the beta, and been like, oh bastards, I want to use the Uzi, that kind of because half the fun is just the feel of those guns, because I think they felt really really nice to shoot. I think they made a few mistakes, but I think the game is really good, but there's no way I'm not going to buy it unless it's in a sale.
Yeah, so I will 100% buy this game when it goes on sale.
So maybe Christmas, maybe Easter, maybe just after, when we're bored, and be like, it's only 25 quid, and just be like, bam, get it. Yeah, definitely. Let's go on to the other game. We were playing. I know you've played a bit more of this, haven't you? I think you can. You know a bit more about this, so feel free to have a ramble.
Yeah, it's this is another one we got in on the beta. It was locked. I had to get on Switch and watch someone for 2.5 hours, which were a bit of a pain to get the beta, and then it opened up for everyone like literally only like 4 days later or something.
And I didn't have to sit there watching Twitch for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Which I felt a bit bad for. Felt a bit bad.
Yeah, thinking about it, I probably did less 2.5 hours gameplay before it became free than what I had to watch. I mean, I only left it on in background, but
because you were only like a level or 2 above me. You were 2 levels above me, weren't you? And I'd only played for an hour. I'm like, you played this game for like 2 hours, or maybe even less.
I was holding myself back because the main point of this beta was multiplayer. So that's what they wanted you to test. So I rolled myself back till I knew it went into open. But I ain't said the name yet. It's Diablo 2 Resurrection, which is Diablo 2, but like the remake.
It's been resurrected, I think.
Yeah, it's been resurrected from 2001 or 2000. I can't remember.
When was it out? When was it originally out?
2000 or 2001.
Oh, was it really that? Was it that
old? Yeah.
No, really?
I'm sure it's back then. Yeah.
Carry on. I'm gonna silently Google it.
Well, anyway, this is updated graphics. It's not like it's been washed or cleaned up or anything. It's been made from the ground up. And there's loads. Have a look at some side by side comparisons if you can.
It was 2000. It was 2000.
2000. So it's 21-year old, and it is so good. I never got to the chance to play Diablo 2. I loved Diablo 1 for the PlayStation. I played that co-op with my brother all the time, and as a kid, and I never got a chance to play number 2. We've played number 3 quite a lot. We have, haven't we? Yeah, we have played quite a lot, actually. Yeah, the graphics have gone more cartoony in a way on 3. It's like a more softer style, whereas Diablo 2 is like a gritty, sort of more, it's not even real, but a more realistic look than the cartoony look. And they've gone with that.
It's less polished. It's more dirty and like I don't know, Fallouty and kind of dirt looks like dirt. You know, it has that. Yeah, they're not like a piece of wood looks like a piece of wood. Does that make any sense? What I just said? Yeah. Like they're not trying to stylize it in a way that it looks like a cartoon. Yeah, you're 100% right. Diablo 2 definitely looks a bit. Yeah, it looks like it's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is. But they've redone it all. They've added extra stuff. They've sorted loads of stuff out, and we got onto the beta, and I've loved it. I'm regretting that I've not bought it. I've backed a different host for this month, so I'm not going to buy Diablo 2 yet, but I'll probably get it next month. Because I've got month after that, because I've got New World to play. I would have been playing that right now, but it got pushed back for another month. But I will definitely get Diablo 2. The co-op works perfect. Other than the loo, I mean, in a way, it's sort of good because it's like, oh, I don't want this. Do you want this? And it's you know, like it's. I mean, it's not even like we were trading it. We're like, oh, I've found another ring. Do you want this ring? And we just gave each other stuff. You don't sort of share loot, or if we see someone on the floor and one of us picks it up, it's that person's. It's not like it's duplicates.
I love and hate that. I mean, I like the conversations that it creates of like you'll be like, oh, I've got this helmet, but I can't use it, or I've already got one the same, and you'll be like, what have you got? And I'll be like, some crap helmet, and then you'll give it to me. And I'll be like, oh, I don't know if it's better. And it does create those cooperative opportunities for conversation. I can appreciate that. But at the same time, I believe in Diablo 3 where your loot is your loot. Isn't that right in that one? So
when you kill stuff, it's there.
It's like localized to you, isn't it? So if I see a load of gold and a spear and a sword, you see something either the same, but it's for you to pick up, or it's totally different. I think I prefer it so that it's only your loot, because there are certain people that don't know how to play games like this. We know someone, a friend of yours, who doesn't understand how to play co-op games. To the point where I believe I have exited a game when we were playing because of this. I can't remember. I think it was Apex. I think we were playing and this certain person, I'd opened a container and I'm looking, like, you know, the boxes that you get, I don't know what they call them. Like a chest, isn't it? I'd opened it, I stood there and I was looking, I'm like, right, I'm going to grab that. Or do I need that? Let me have a look. This person had just walked in and just took it all and walked off. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I was just there taking it. I was like, yeah, right. Fuck it then. Just turn game off. Because I can't play like that. I can't. I'm a sharer by... Now, if I didn't need any of that, I'd have been like, yo, do you want this? But, yeah. So I think for some people, it might prove annoying. Everyone's going to have a friend that steals the shit. But then some people are fine with it. And like I say, if I was playing with you, I haven't got an issue. But with other people, it might just be like... Probably it might end up being problematic. But yeah, it was fun to play. We did some quests, didn't we? We had a little run around. We killed various bad guys. We died a few times ourselves, which was. You tend to die. You don't realise you're going to die until you're a second to death. It's like you'd be playing and you'd be like, I'm killing that. I mean, I used a bow, didn't I, for most of mine? And you, what were you? Were you like a sword or a spear or something? I don't know.
It was a scepter.
Oh, of course. You're like whacking shit, weren't you? And I'm like firing, and I'm like, I'm doing all right. And then suddenly, you'd get overwhelmed out of nowhere, and it'd be like, oh, I'm not doing so well, and then I think I'm dead. Because I think twice, or definitely once, you'd just gone, oh, I'm dead, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I just died, but it was still, I mean. You didn't? Did you lose anything on that one? Oh yeah, you lost gold, didn't you? I think I had like 16,000 and I lost like 600 or something. It wasn't a terrible amount. I don't know if it's percentage based, so maybe you lose more if you've got like 100 grand. Maybe you lose, I don't know, 10 grand or something. I don't know, but we never got quite that far, did we? But I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's fun. Will I buy it? Don't know. Can't answer that. The prices are ranging from 35 to like 60 quid or something. I think the base game was about 35 quid. So I think price wise, it's definitely it's like value for money. If you can play with some people, I think it's definitely got the edge over Back for Blood on that one. But could I see myself sinking in 40 hours to that game? I don't know. I don't know. But for fans of the game, for people who maybe have been waiting for the game, I think they've done them good. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I was quite impressed.
I think it's a nice, faithful game which people are going to enjoy. So yeah, I think that's the two games that we were playing. We've got sad news, haven't we? I'll start with the first one if you don't mind. So 8 out of 10 cats and other various panel shows, plus stuff he's done years ago, which I don't really know. I know he's done some stand-up comedy, which people say he wasn't the best stand-up comic, but as a panel host, for me, he was a favourite. And of course, most of you probably know, but the comedian Sean Locke has died. I believe he was 58, 59?
58, yeah.
It was after a short battle with cancer that he kept a secret, or at least I personally didn't know about it. I don't know if it was something that was mentioned and then just kind of disappeared into the ether, like he's ill or something, and then that was it. I don't know, but sad news that he's gone. I liked his sense of humour. I think he was dry, funny, and for me, it was a mature sense of humour as well because he was a bit older.
Yeah.
But personally, now I hate comics that are what I call a try hard. Like constantly there. Oh, I'm funny. Listen, and they're just bullshitting. I think it just felt a lot more genuine. His humour seemed like he's sitting there thinking, that's quite funny, I'm going to say that. And then he'd say it. And I think it's a massive loss to the, obviously to that show that he was on a lot. But just to people, human beings in general, as he was a good human. He was a funny man. And he was a good guy. Seemed like a good guy. He wasn't someone you looked at and thought, that's a dickhead. Because there are some comedians you look at and you do think, well, I think you're a bit of an asshole. But yeah, you of course you mentioned this. Were you a fan of Sean Locke?
Yeah, it's not often that I'm shocked when someone dies that's in the public eye. But when I saw it, I was like, what? As if Sean Locke's died. I used to be on like a comedy sort of program thing called 15 Stories High. Like his first ever thing where he was like acting and stuff. That's where I originally saw him watching that, and I right enjoyed that, and I've liked him ever since then. I've liked his sense of humour, that he's dry, he's witty, and he's good at comebacks, and that's my sort of humour. And he didn't fuck about. Do you know if someone got pissed off by what he had to say, it were more like, well, that's your fault, that's not my fault, in not in a dickhead way, but in like obviously it meant something we meant as a joke or whatever.
Yeah.
You could see that he was just having a laugh.
It was. He'd laugh at his own.
Sad.
He laughed at his own jokes a lot as well, which is what any good parent or dad joker. Any good man does when he tells a stupid joke. He kind of laughs to himself, like, that was funny, and you kind of pat yourself on the back a bit, don't you? And I've been watching some clips, and he does that quite a lot, and I can totally appreciate that, because we're always making stupid jokes to our kids, and you do find yourself laughing, and your wife is always looking at you going, laughing at your own joke, aren't you, dickhead? And that would 100% be him at home, just laughing at his own bullshit, and yeah. It's a sad times. It's always a good ones which out of nowhere. And you've brought up somebody else who I kind of knew of, but only when I looked. I'm guilty of not like really knowing this, but you can go for it.
Yeah, I can't. I can't remember which day she died on. Maybe Wednesday. I think last Wednesday. Oh, weekend. She's been slightly overshadowed by Sean Locke, but it's not a competition, obviously. Someone's dying. It's Mary Cook from Gogglebox. If you watch that, you might recognise her as the older woman. And by old, I mean she was 92 now, she's died. There was two of them. I believe the other was called Miriam, I think she's called.
I believe it was Miriam. I checked the article when you mentioned it, and I think it is Miriam and Mary, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Mary always sat on the left of the two. If you've seen it, and I always enjoyed, because we watch Gogglebox like every time it's on. We quite like watching it, and they were one of our favourites. Them two. I don't know if Miriam's going to go on her own. Probably not, because when something like this happens, usually the other person doesn't carry on a Gogglebox. But they had a sort of cheekiness, which is. It's like what older women have, where they sort of giggle at willies and talk about how sexy someone is. I mean, they're like, if I were 30 years younger, that sort of thing. And they were no harm come from them whatsoever. They were just nice. She was 92. I don't know how she died. Probably just old age. But
I know she was in hospital. She did die in hospital.
Was it at the weekend that she's died? Am I right?
92. If you just excuse me, I'm just having a very quick look at this article.
But yeah, she were a good one. She were a fan favourite as well. The older people on Gogglebox usually are. It's something that you don't normally get to see into someone's life. For pensioners or OAPs or whatever. I don't want to cause any offence to anyone. Lee, that might be at that age, but like older people.
No bad.
It's just nice to see a little snippet of their life and just see that
it was at the week.
It's normal.
Yeah, it was at the weekend that she died. It didn't say how.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she was old. It could have been like, when you're 92, it doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter how you die. But apparently, she had her friends around her in hospital. So I mean, that's one way to. It's one of the ways that you choose, isn't it? It sounds a ridiculous thing to say, but clearly she made a massive impact and she was loved. And it's a loss, another loss of someone that brought a lot of joy to people. Two sad deaths there. Going on to cheerier things, hitting our gaming news. Raven Software, who have created Call of Duty Warzone, they have had so many problems with their they have so many problems with cheaters. Now, funnily enough, I haven't come across any cheaters, and we've played for quite a few hours. Have you come across any cheaters?
I think in the multiplayer, not in Warzone. In the multiplayer, we've suspected a couple, but nothing that I could 100% for definite say At Warzone, I can't even think of one instance in the actual Warzone.
It's at no point you've ever gone, that's obviously a cheater. There's been times when you've died and you've gone, motherfucker, how did you see me around that corner? You're like, I'm not sure. How do you know I was there? How do you know I was in that window? But I'm not a bitter kind of like you die, don't you? It's just one of them games, isn't it? But they've been developing some new anti-cheat software, which have been, I mean, they've been banning a lot of people, but they don't ban people, they ban accounts. So you can have like 20 accounts and just keep coming back. So they've developed some anti-cheat software that looks at your hardware, because we're just basically talking about PC players here, that's looking at your hardware. So if you have multiple accounts on the same PC, they still have the hardware signature of whatever your PC is. So it's a very efficient way of cleaning out people, unless they're going to buy. No one's going to buy a new PC, for over let's just say £800 plus in order to play Call of Duty. No one's that dedicated to cheating. There's no point. They do it because it costs them 20 quid, and they just, I don't know, they have a very small ego and they're trying to build themselves up. Fucking losers. But yeah, so hopefully this is going to be a lot more effective, and it's going to clean the game up. Not so much, like I say, not so much for me and yourself, but I watch a few Warzone streamers. So does my wife, actually. She's cooking dinner, she'll have them on, and they've often been like, "I think I've been hacked," and then, well, not so. I think it's a hacker. I mean, there's lots of different types of way to not stream snipe, but to hack a game. Or to cheat, whether it's a wall hack or an aimbot, and they've watched him and they're just like, well, that's just ruining my game, it's not very good. Anyway, hopefully that's a lot better. Hollow Knight, I came across this. You really like Hollow Knight, don't you?
Yeah, it's one of my favourites, that.
Yeah, so it's randomly broken its all-time concurrent player record. 4 years after release, nearly 13,000 people were on playing at the same time. There was a peak of 11,000 the other year when there was some news announced. People are going, "Oh, let me play," But yeah, they've just hit this 13,000, and I don't know. I think there's something's happening soon to do with Hollow Knight. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's just one of those random, because once a game is a few years old, you tend to not, your player base drops off, but for some reason Hollow Knight broke its old, that's an all time, that's not even we released it with in this week period, there was a massive, no, this is all time. I thought that was quite interesting. How do you feel about random mod makers getting jobs with companies?
If they're good, then why not? Why not let them?
So there was a Fallout mod. I think it was called Fallout London or something. I don't know anything about it, but I came across this bit of news, and the people, the higher ups, were so impressed they give this chap a job, and he's now works for Bethesda, doing something or another. Whether he's writing, whether he's doing story stuff or helping on the back end, I don't know. But I thought that was quite a nice bit of news. It's like he's sitting at home and he's like thinking, "I've really got a good idea to improve this game. I'm gonna do this little mod," and they've turned around and gone, "Fucking hell, that's good." They've given him a call and then they're gonna give him a job. I'm like, why not? I think that's absolutely brilliant. Ascent, you bought this, didn't you? Did we speak about Ascent? I don't think we have we?
We might have touched on it. Maybe.
This weird post-apocalyptic, steampunky
twin shooter, but
twin stick shooter game, which has horrendous frame drops. Even though you've got a very high-end PC, mine's sitting in the middle somewhere. You've got a high-end PC, and you're playing the game, and suddenly you get a little stutter, don't you? And it's like, okay, you accept it now and again, don't you? You're like. So even on whatever, it's been like that for years, hasn't it? I remember Sonic 2 would every now and again just lock up. But this would have a frame, like a drop, that made you think the game had crashed because it lasted for like more than a second. And a second, when you're playing a game, a second's a long time. You're playing, it's like, and you go in, oh, what's that? Oh, I'm still on, I'm still playing. It's been, there's been quite a few patches, been some problems with it, haven't there?
Yeah, I've had, I think, 2 or 3 patches now.
Because you bought it on Steam, didn't you?
Yeah. So I got the Steam version. And when I was playing, something blows up and whatever, you get that frame drop, which is obviously annoying. They patched it, and then I think that sort of stopped, but I was getting random crashes like constantly.
I didn't know you were getting crashes. I had not had any crashes.
Yeah, it fully crashed the game, and made me send an error report and end and everything. I got a character disappear as well, which is one of the bugs. And the way to get them back is to start an online co-op session, reload that character because it only appears on that menu for some reason, and when you do, back out of it and then go back in single player, and then your character then appears. So, which, if anybody's listening and you've had this same issue, that's how you fix it. That was quite annoying, Googling that and trying to work out why my character of 15 hours or something, I can't remember how much I played on it, had disappeared. And they've done another patch which apparently has fixed it, but it put me off because I lost quite a lot of progress. But I do want to go back to it, but I don't know how they managed to break it so bad with that first patch.
We fixed it. We fixed it.
No,
you haven't. So a problem that we have been having is, I've got Game Pass and it's free to play on Game Pass. And I always say free. It's like the NHS in it. Of course, you pay for Game Pass, whatever. But it's on Game Pass. They've released it onto you don't need to pay for the game itself. And I'm like, sound, because I love to play demos and free games because, you don't have to spend money. So I'm playing this game and I'm like, it's not bad. I had a few problems with the frame, like I say, the frame drops. But we were like, let's play some co-op. No. The online co-op will not... You can't create a game. It is broken. And it was still broken the other day when I tried it, which was yesterday I tried it. Still broken. Is it broken today? I'm just going to guess and say probably. But frankly, I'm just annoyed and I'm just waiting for it to fix so we can play together. It's as simple as that. Would you like to mention the next bit of news? I know you're a fan of this game.
Yeah, I when we were reading through the news, I actually wrote this one on further down as well. I don't know how I'd managed to miss that because I was going to bring this up. This was one of my other news things that I'd been thinking of. I know everyone's been waiting because it's been a long 10 years. They finally released Skyrim again after all these years. I mean, I saw a thing the other day saying Skyrim came out 10 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and 2 years ago. Because it's been re-released that many times. I mean, you can play it on an Alexa. If you just say, Alexa, play Skyrim, you can play Skyrim on it. And that's not a joke, that actually. If you've got an Alexa, try that. It's like a text-based adventure where you tell it where to go. But, yeah, they're re-releasing the anniversary one, which is 11/11/21, because it came out 11/11/11. Yeah. 11th of November.
They missed a trick. They should have released it 21/21/21.
Well, yeah, but they just wanted to do the thing, didn't they? I mean, I don't know how they did.
My joke is they shouldn't have released it. Just stop fucking about. Yeah. If anyone didn't get that,
yeah. They did. Well, they are releasing it. This is the anniversary edition. I've seen loads of conflicting stuff about it, which is annoying.
Me too. But that information I put there was something that I saw on something released yesterday. So we'll just roll with that. And if it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah.
We don't care. It doesn't affect our lives. But that's the information that we've got just there.
Yeah, this is the information that we've got. I've seen this from lots of different sources as well, so I know this to be true because I think they've got it on the website. It's just the pricing model and how you actually get the game. Because if you remember, we're at Legendary Edition or something.
Yeah.
The last one. If you already own Skyrim, say on Steam, you got the free Legendary Edition tacked on or whatever. You automatically upgraded to it. You got it for free. It looks like you can only get this if you've got it on the PS5 or the Xbox, whatever it's called, XS thing.
Series
you can
X.
only get that.
Yeah, sorry.
Series X.
Yeah.
You can only get it as a free upgrade if you already have bought it, which I think is just a way of saying, oh shit, sorry, we've made you buy Skyrim again on PS5 or Xbox. And so we're going to give you a free upgrade. But it looks like it might be full price for everyone else, which I'm not very happy about that. If they're going to make me pay, I think by full price, I think they're saying 30 quid. This is what I've seen. Would you pay 30 quid for Skyrim? A game that you already own?
It's not the fact that you already own it. It's the fact that it's a 10-year-old game. What you get in, so the information we've got here, which I thought you were going to mention, but I think you.
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll leave that a second. But okay, so you've redone it. You redid it Legendary. I know there was like HD texture packs and stuff like that, weren't they? And I mean, you can mod this game to shit on PC. It is so there are people that run hundreds of mods. A mod can be a simple thing like extra butterflies every now and again, or it can be more extensive, like replacing full forests or creating whole new towns. There's even mods that totally mess up with the storylines, because some people don't like doing that first hour or two. They're like, I'm sick of this. Let me just jump into it. Because that initial bit's kind of the boring. It's always the same. Let's get into it. And it creates a whole new thing. And I'm like, as I think it's more of an issue of, if you're on PC, this doesn't feel interesting because we've got loads of modded weapons, spells, and all in between areas. I remember I had this big massive bathhouse, and it had all these naked women in it, which was awkward to play in the front room. But at the same time, it was there. I think I had it on, but then I just I didn't even need it. I was like, why did I even do it? I did it because I could. It was just like, I'm going to do it because I can. But it serves me no other purpose other than there was a bed there, and I'd use it as a place to maybe go and save and start from. Would you like to list all of our stuff?
Yeah, they are adding 500 pieces of unique content from the Creation Club, and now this is a little bit of a sore point for people because you had to pay for Creation Club, and
some we did, some we didn't you, with the Creation Club?
Yeah. And it's this is mods that they've added in, so this is from modders that they've added into the game, and people are confused about whether they're going to see some sort of revenue from it or something. That's another bit of a conspiracy surrounding it. It includes pre-existing and new quests, dungeons, bosses, weapons, spells, and then we've got and more. Which is basically all that stuff. They're adding fishing, which loads of people are saying it's just worth it just for the fishing. I mean, it never made any sense to me.
It's a joke, isn't it? It's a joke. They introduced it into Minecraft, they introduced it into Terraria, and a handful of other of those sort of games. If it's an open world game, everyone was just like, "Yo, there's a pool there. Why can't I fish?" It's a joke, but why not? I'm like, if I'm in a full suit of armour, sword by my side, I've got my horse there, why can't I go fishing? And they've put it in, and I think it's great, and I think it's also funny. Why not do fishing? And there was something, a survival mode, but I haven't looked into what that is. Do you have to eat?
I'm guessing so, which I would play the survival mode because I quite like the Fallout survival mode that they did, where you have to eat and drink and sleep and everything. Because that game has got 1 million food items in, and it's got a cooking that you can actually do, but you don't level up from it. You don't gain any skill in it. It's a bit redundant. Same with food. So, I mean, at least it serves a purpose on that.
I mean, survival mode can be quite easy, like Minecraft. It's a very simple mechanic. Here's food, eat it. Here's food, cook it, eat it. Oh, here's several food items, put them together to make a pie, eat it. It could be very simple, I guess, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe that will be something that will be fun. But I have an issue just with the fact that I've already purchased this game. Essentially, I've funded the creation of this. I've already bought this game, and I think it's an insult to release it. No game should be released as a full price game again.
No.
If it's essentially the same game, why can't it be? Oh, it's the 10th edition. Thanks a lot for supporting us. A tenner,
Yeah.
A tenner, because millions of people, I say millions, a lot of people would spend a tenner on it. I probably would as well. I'd be like, a tenner? Sound. Here's a tenner. £30? No. I'll just mod it. I'll mod my fishing in. I'll mod some dungeons and a few bosses and X amount and some new swords. I'll just mod them in because that's available there to do. Whether it's on Nexus mods or whether it's through the system that they have inbuilt into the game. I was just like, it's that beating a dead horse kind of thing, isn't it? It's that we've got this thing, we don't know what to do. What we're doing? Are we making it? Are we doing a new? Are we doing a new? What? Not they don't call it. It's the Elder Scrolls, isn't it? I nearly called it Skyrim again. Are we doing a new Elder Scrolls? Yeah, not for like a few years. We'll just fucking add this shit on here and we'll just hope some idiots buy it. I mean, if you do buy it, whatever, it's sound because I mean it is obviously a brilliant game, and maybe it will add a lot to it. Maybe it will be worth £30. But for me, I haven't played enough of Skyrim to think to myself that I need to get a new Skyrim with new stuff in it. And I feel like maybe you feel the same.
Yeah, I have actually downloaded it the other week. This was before it got announced because now I've got a hard drive space. I can actually play games. And I've got a hankering to play it, and then I had a quick go on it the other day just to check out what the graphics look like and if the mods worked that I'd got and that.
Get that feel,
yeah. And then I saw this announced and I thought, oh, perfect, because if I get it free like this, because they are doing a graphical update and everything like that, nothing major.
They can't do too much with it though. They'd have to redo the whole thing, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's 10 years. The engine's knackered, I think, as well. Everyone keeps telling them to get rid of this engine. I can't remember what it's called. And move on, but they've squeezed pretty much everything out that they can get out, so it would need to be built from the ground up. But
yeah,
I was when I saw that it was announced, I did think, if I get it free like the other one, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to hold off because it's only like 2 months away, and I can wait, and I'll play that version. But if I got to buy it, I'm not going to buy it, and I'll just play my Legendary Edition when I get a hankering for it.
Bang on some HD texture packs, couple of mods. Just customize it how you want to play it and just get on with it. I'm very excited. Aliens Fireteam Elite has been released actually today, which is 24th, which will be obviously a different day for you because you listening to this will be in our future. I wrote that out and I think that I nailed that. It's a third-person survival shooter set in the Aliens universe, not unlike Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood in that sort of a sense. I've seen a bit of footage from it. It's receiving very decent reviews on Steam, and at some point I'm hoping to play it, probably in a sale or something. I don't know how much it is. I did check earlier, but I can't remember. I think I would like to play that. It looks okay. A little bit disappointed by Colonial Marines when it came out a few years ago. Not as disappointed as a lot of people. But are you up for an Aliens survival shooter experience?
I am very apprehensive about this because of the many failures in the Alien franchise for the game.
Well, within isolation, say many failures. The biggest failure was Colonial Marines. The rest of them have been like the like a love or hate situation. Yeah. But Isolation, like you just mentioned.
Yeah, Isolation, it's the nail on the head perfectly with that. I mean, if it gets, I mean, it might get good reviews now, but that's before people that aren't getting paid to say it's good can play it. So we'll see. Next podcast it gives it a week or whatever to get some good reviews and get some actual feel on what people think of it.
See what people
keep
my
eye on it. Yeah, see if it lives up to the hype. Because I think a lot of videos I've watched, a lot of YouTube videos that's like sort of mentioned it in passing, have said it's one to keep an eye on, but they're trying to keep like a low profile with it as well. Nobody wants to go all in yet. Everyone's I think holding off a little bit.
Yeah,
we'll see what it's like. I mean, it sounds like it could be fun. I've seen some gameplay. The graphics look pretty good. It don't look terrible. Looks like it might be fun.
Looks decent. Epic Games, what's happening?
For anyone, I mean, this is too late because I've just realised this will come out Friday. For those people that are listening now, you've missed out on a game on Epic. We obviously didn't get to announce it last week because of it was our Beer and Bad Movies episode. But Ukulele, which is a £35 game, it's basically Crash Bandicoot. I think it's made by Rare as well because it's got everything. Just feels like not Crash Bandicoot, Banjo-Kazooie. It just feels like a Banjo-Kazooie game. And it's free on Epic. And it is, if you've got kids or you've got that sort of Banjo-Kazooie sense of humour, that sort of rare. It has got some dad jokes in it. It's quite an entertaining, good-looking platformer. It's supposedly open world, but I didn't play enough. I've only had a quick, like, half an hour on it. Well worth. Hopefully, people's picked it up. I might have to write it on Facebook to gear all the just kick up the bum. In fact, I'll write in Discord if anybody wants to join us. Discord, we'll put that link down. But I'll write in Discord to remind everyone before this comes out, because you need to get it. Have you claimed it this month?
No, but I'm glad you mentioned it because I will do.
Yeah, make sure you do. If kids have got an account as well, claim it on theirs for them, because 35 quid. I've had this game on my wish list on Steam for ages, and I'm so glad it's come onto Steam because I wanted to buy it for kids anyway. It's come onto Epic, so get it for free. 35 quid, might as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it. We'll have a look. And that's the end of our games today. Films, you've got the first one you've written down on it. So,
yep. This is a film that I've been looking forward to for ages since I saw it come out. I know Terry is as well because I've seen him writing a couple of things about it. It's Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. It was supposed to come out 3rd of July last year, but obviously COVID. I'm a bit disappointed it didn't come out. They could have added it onto a streaming service or something. Or
you say you're disappointed. Something. I just gave up on life and just waited for everything to come out. I was like, whatever. Have no hopes for any films at the moment. We'll just wait until they come out.
It's at the minute it's smashing it at cinema. It's getting good reviews, getting a nice big chunk of money. I've heard lots of positives. I've heard a couple of negatives. More in that for people that aren't gamers, because the main character Ryan Reynolds plays an NPC in an open world game, which as people that play games, I said that you know what I'm talking about straight away. Not everyone will, and they do. Apparently, it's a little bit long-winded how they explain what he is, where he is, and what's going on.
Oh God, yeah. That's so your mum understands, isn't it?
Yeah. So that sort of for people that are gamers that have gone to watch this film, it stalls it a little bit at the beginning, but other than that, it's fine. I mean, for this, gamers are going to go and watch this anyway. They don't need to do a big long-winded thing. Because that's what they want to watch. But he's an NPC that becomes self-aware. He realizes that he's in a game, and the game's called like Free World or something. It's basically Grand Theft Auto Online. That's people's jumping around with rocket launchers and flying cars and all sorts of stuff.
Oh right.
So he's in that world. He plays like a bank teller or something. His name's Guy, if you couldn't guess. And he gets robbed all the time, and it's like it gets reset or whatever, and he can't die or something. But it looks really, really interesting, and I've been looking forward to watching this one. I did want to go.
You have mentioned it. You have mentioned this film quite a few times.
Yeah. It's been in my radar. I've been because I don't often get excited.
You keep pinging out for it, and you've been getting nothing back until you're like, whoa, it's at the cinema.
It's rare that a new film comes out and I actually want to watch it. And some people are going to hate me for it, but I quite like Ryan Reynolds and I like Deadpool. Right. And it just looks like a good fun film. It's got 7.6 on IMDb and 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. For Rotten Tomatoes, that's a fucking good score. I swear then because it was that good.
Oh yeah, you don't normally swear. That's my bit.
I know. That's how much I'm wanting to watch this film. So I might have to go to the cinema. And I've just remembered something. It's just happened today. Early this morning. Not about this film. About another film. And we've not wrote it on the notes, so Lee don't know what I'm talking about. The new Spider-Man trailer.
I watched it. I've already. I've totally forgot about it, but I did watch it earlier.
Yeah.
Have you watched the
trailer?
Yeah,
I have, and I don't normally watch trailers.
What's wrong with you? So next few minutes is going to be a bit of a trailer spoiler. Fuck it, we'll just have a few thoughts on it. Yeah, for me, I don't want to watch another trailer of this. I'm happy with that. I want to leave it at that. I don't need trailer. I don't need teaser 1, trailer 1, trailer 2, trailer 3, final trailer. Fuck it, I've seen the film. I don't want that. I'm going to watch this, and I've had enough. I've heard. Right, just give me your thoughts. You started it first, so give me your.
The reason why I watched this one is because I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I like the Spider-Man
He's a brilliant
films.
Tom Holland. My page loves Tom Holland, 100%.
Yeah.
I think she also likes the other Spider-Man as well. I think she's not.
Tobey Maguire.
I think she's not, and the other dude whose name I've forgotten. Crap, name.
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield. I like Garfield's Spider-Man. I did. Toby was best. No. No. Okay. Look, Garfield was fine. I have no issues with him. Holland and Tobey Maguire, though, for me, they're very close. Maybe Holland just gets in there because of his young sort of naivety. I think Tobey Maguire seemed a bit. Maybe Tom Holland. Just a spider's bollock. Just that much. Might just to peaked it, but sorry, carry on.
Yeah, the MCU films. I'm not an overly massive fan of them. I prefer the offshoot ones rather than the Avengers thing. I'm making very penis.
They are popcorn throwaway films. Like once you've watched them all, like maybe in a few years you'll watch them again, but then you'll just be like, I'm done. I don't necessarily need to watch them again. But like say the Black Panther film, which was a solo film, very good film. Black Widow, not too bad. Not the best, but it wasn't too bad. But like you say, the Spider-Man films are, I think they're a franchise of their own, aren't they? They carry themselves equally as much as the Avengers films in terms of how good they are, and they might even be better. The Thor films, quite like the Thor films. Did we rank all these? We could rank.
Yeah, we
these.
did.
Oh, we did. Shit, I was just thinking.
Yeah, we've already done it.
What a good tier maker! Damn it, we've done it. We did it, didn't we?
Yeah.
We need a new tier maker. We'll do one.
Spider-Man 1, by the way.
It wasn't like a tier maker. We did it wasn't a tier maker that we did. It was a head-to-head, wasn't it? And we were going from like, it was a superhero one, wasn't it? Because we had Batman in there as well, didn't we?
Yeah. I remember DC and Marvel.
DC versus Marvel. That was right.
Yeah.
And we could just do like a film one, because it was a character one that we liked, wasn't it? Like based on characters. But we could do. I think we should do actually. We should do a Marvel film tier maker. Unless we've already. I don't know. I feel a bit stupid now. We'll have a look, and if we haven't, we'll do one. We'll do one next week maybe. So what? Anything else happens in this trailer that you care to mention?
My other favourite is Doctor Strange, and he's in this. And if you've watched the other ending of the other one, it's like I think it might be like after credits scene or something. The whole film's based off that one scene, which is good.
Which was the scene again?
The one where what's it called? Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal. He outs him as Peter Parker.
Of course, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and this is what the whole film is about, and it's him going to find Doctor Strange to erase everyone knowing who he is. And the trailer looks really good, and there's a couple of surprises. People's been speculating, should I say, not complaining.
Are they speculating about other Spider-Men being...
Yeah, and I thought, that sounns like
I want a fat Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Just be like, fuck, having a beer, like, and eating a pie. Do you know what I mean? Just being like, trying to fit in his suit and just being going, oh, what? And then he goes on a proper Rocky training montage and slims up. I want that. I'm not going to get it, am I? But I want that.
No. Well, no. People's been speculating, and I've been thinking they're talking crap. Why would they do that? And then I watched this trailer today, and I was like, 100% Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's in this. You don't see them, right? You see, if you've seen Spider-Verse, that's the multiverse sort of thing surrounding that.
Brilliant Spider-Man film.
Yeah, really, really good, that one. It shows different Spider-Men from different universes. This is what this is going to be. This is quite clearly this, because he goes to go and see Doctor Strange, and then he fucks it up in some way.
So what he's trying to do is he's trying to like turn back time, isn't he? He's trying to get back to when the people didn't know that he was Peter Parker. He's trying to be like, oh, Doctor Strange, help me. You've got this. Basically, Doctor Strange is like all these magic powers. Like, can you please help me sort this shit out? And he's like, maybe I can. And then Benedict Wong comes and just goes, Yeah, don't be fucking about with that. Did you see that bit? That was quite good.
Yeah.
It was also Benedict Wong that was in that program with Sean Locke. I remember seeing something about it the other day. From years ago. Yeah, but he had hair and he looks a bit different, like me 20 years ago. I didn't look in any way sort of Asian, but I did look different with hair. So he fucks it up. And because he's messing around with time, of course, when you go time, of course, you have to throw in some interdimensional screw up. And through that, we are basically hoping that this is going to be that multiverse, Spider-Verse, crossover, Fat Tobey Maguire, Garfield's now a crackhead, and it's all just going to like get together like that. And maybe they've got some supervillains to defeat. And we did see one in the trailer. Who was it? Come on.
It was Dr. Ock.
Who Dr. Octavius. I love Dr. Octavius. I absolutely love him because he, for me, is a guy. He's a good guy. He is a good guy. But things just go wrong for him. And he gets a bit crazy. He's definitely not a bad person. I watch it and I'm like, I feel really bad for this guy. I feel his pain. And I think that's the beauty of him as a bad guy, as this enemy, this nemesis, this character that's there to try to destroy everything. He's trying to kill Spider-Man, and I'm just watching it. I'm just like, holy shit, I love this guy. He's so good. And I'm like, either one could win, and I'm fine with it. There is speculation about another bad guy. I don't think we saw him in the trailer, but he's definitely going to be in another trailer. And of course, that's the Green Goblin, who is pure. He is just pure evil. He is. He has got some big mental issues going off. I can't remember if it was related to drugs or something else that he was experimenting with. But that guy, he is like, he is totally flipped. Now, will it be the dad? Will it be Willem Dafoe, or will it be his son?
James
because
Franco.
Don't they both?
I don't.
Yeah.
I
like Franco. I like Franco in the Spider-Man.
Yeah, because James Franco's in a little bit of hot water at the minute, isn't he? So I don't know if it'll be William Dafoe.
Oh, like chatting to little kids on the internet or some shit.
Well, it's like just sexual harassment against women, I think it was.
Oh, right. Sorry. No, so that was allegedly, by the way. I wasn't sure, but I'd seen some like weird to do with him, and I wasn't sure what it was. Don't sue me, James Franco. I don't even know. I like you. You're fine. Don't harass anyone. That's not very nice. But yeah, so we're looking forward to the new Spider-Man film. 100%. Jumping forwards towards some more movie news, it looks like they're going to be filming a new Beverly Hills Cop film, which will be Beverly Hills Cop 4, which I love the Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop 1, amazing. 2, amazing. 3, they tried. Wasn't amazing, but it was okay. And I actually wrote wow next to my little fact. The first film came out in 1984. I cannot believe that. It's so odd. If you just said it was 1990, I would have believed you. But 1984, have you seen the Beverly Hills Cop films, the first 3 of them?
Yeah, not since I was a child, though.
Not for a long time, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen them. If I said 10 years, I think that would be more or less accurate. But I now want to watch them again because it looks like they're bringing out a new one. I don't have any more information on it other than it's set to be filmed soon. So I'm 100% looking forward to that. We have the next one on there. Do you have an interest in that? Metal Gear Solid. Are you right there? I thought you were falling asleep.
Yeah, I've always got an interest in that.
So
I know the connection's messed it up a little bit.
All right, sorry, not to worry. We'll leave that in. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid looks to be having a film made.
Yeah, they've been talking about this for a while. We'll see if it comes out. That's my rationale about it because they've been saying it and then it's nothing, and then they've been saying it again, and
yeah. I have not been invested in the Metal Gear Solid. I played 1, 2, a little bit of a different one, but then I just fell off it. I loved 1 though, and I loved 2. So if I just go off that, I'm quite looking forward to it. I mean, it's just going to be a generic action film, isn't it? With that kind of sci-fi element thrown in. But Oscar Isaacs, who's in Star Wars and a few other things, brilliant actor. And I think if he plays like Solid Snake, I think that could work really well. going back onto Marvel, do you know anything about that film that's on there?
Only that it's coming out. I saw this on a, or it is out. It's. I saw
that's
it.
a very good point.
Is it out yet?
I think it's had some reviews. I'm sure it's had some. It's on Rotten Tomatoes at 92% to ruin that one.
Yeah,
so it must be out at somewhere, maybe in cinema in America or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. But Shang-Chi, we'll go with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. 92% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very good. Do you know anything about it other than it was going to be released, like you just said a second ago? Was that it? I've just thrown you in on this one. Sorry, I didn't know if you'd come across it.
No, no, I've seen a little snippets of it. I saw it as on their release schedule like about 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, that one might be good. I got a lot of vibes of Doctor Strange off in it. I don't know how close that is to it, but I mean, I don't know much about this one. Yeah,
so it's about a young lad. So it's I believe the cast is nearly all, as the Americans would say, Asian American. We'd probably just say like Chinese. And it's about a young lad. I think his mum's like a good character, his dad's like a bad character, and throughout their generations is past these 10 rings. It's like 5 on one arm, 5 on the other arm, and they're used as a weapon to defend or attack or whatever's going off with them. It looks very good. Who's the actress that's I can't remember her name. Very famous Chinese actress. Can't remember her name now. Anyway, she's in it, and it looks fantastic. I'm a sucker for a good martial arts film. You know I do love my martial arts films, and this has that. It has a real magical element to it, which I think might be where you're getting that sort of Doctor Strange thing from. They have a lot of power that goes off with these rings. It looks very good. It genuinely looks very good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Michelle Yeoh, that's her name. So it just popped into my head. She's in it. I mean, she could probably carry the film on her own. Fantastic actress. Brilliant. I love her in the new Star Trek. In fact, it's one of the only things I do like about the new Star Trek is her character. Just the fact that she's in it. Very much looking forward to it. Give me a good martial arts action film with a bit of magic any day. I am down for that. Was there any other film news you had on there? Do you have anything else?
I've got a little one for any anime fans. This one got announced today as well. Cowboy Bebop, the live action Netflix.
Oh,
thing.
I saw like 4 screenshots and a title for that. But do you know anything else about it?
Yeah, it's going to be terrible, but that's a given. For some reason, Netflix likes to do these live action remakes, like they did Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist, and they're just not very good. I don't know who they pander to because it's not the fan base, because they don't want a live action remake of anything. When it's anime, they want the anime. This is I'm going to piss someone off, namely Ben. It's an alright anime. I know he loves it. It's an okay anime, and the film it's a bit pointless to me. The Netflix one. It's got I can't remember his name. It's gone completely out of my head. From Harold and Kumar. He is Harold, and he's also in American Pie. He's playing Spike, the main character.
Okay.
Is the Japanese lad? I can't remember his name. You know, I looked at it earlier and it's completely gone. He's gonna be in it, and there's a couple of other people, and it doesn't look terrible. It just doesn't look good either. So maybe worth a watch if you've got a Netflix subscription, but probably not. I think the actual anime is on there on Netflix, so you might do you well to watch that instead.
I'm having a very quick look to see if I can find out this. Just accept the cookies as we do.
Cowboy Bebop's one that I came into a bit later, so I don't think it had the same effect. John Cho. I knew he had like just a basic first name. I knew that's what it was. Good old John.
What was he in? He sounds very...
Yeah, you were in a horror film where you were on a computer screen, like Friend Request or something. Or in the new Grudge or Junon.
It was in Evolution, Down to Earth, Bowfinger. Yeah, a few things.
Yeah, it's quite well known. Quite a well known actor. So, He's
he was in Solaris.
Yeah, he invented the word MILF. He was the first person to say it on telly.
He was never. Oh, was he? Oh, I thought that was him. He plays
from American Pie.
No, he plays Sulu in Star Trek.
Oh yeah, of course. Sulu
That's where I know him from. Oh no, he's a brilliant actor. Interesting. Oh, I might have to catch a look at that just because I like John Cho. Yeah, why not? Why not? He's brilliant. He played a very good Sulu as well. Very good Sulu. Also, I remember in Star Trek, they had a scene where he met his husband, and they had a child, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's gay." It was something that they just put in there, probably going off of the thingy actor whose name
George
Takei, how he's obviously gay, but he's not gay. He's super gay, isn't he? So maybe they threw it in as a bit of a
homage.
A thing for him, which was quite good. Yeah, that sounds quite interesting. I'll watch that. Why not? Something to watch. Better than nothing to watch. We've got a mini back in time to a few bits and bobs. So 1995. How old are you? 9? 8? 9?
9.
So this is stuff that was happening roughly August the 24th, which will be today. Not when it's released. I'm an idiot. I should have done it for when it released, but it'll be for the 24th, which is actually my mum's birthday as well. She's 62 today. So happy birthday, mother. You don't watch these, but happy birthday. If you went to the cinema, you would come across Mortal Kombat, the actual original film that came out. Very good film. I do like Mortal Kombat. People hate on it, but I think it's one of the better video game to film adaptations, and it knows what it is. It's not trying to be anything too serious, but it is serious enough that you don't take it as a joke. Do you know what I mean? It's not it's good. I think they do a really good job with it. There was an anime movie called Space Adventure Cobra, which I never heard of, but when I seen the cover for it, the poster, I'm like, it looks familiar. So I'm now determined to look it up, and apparently it is only to watch if you are a fan of anime. It's not a film a non-anime person could watch and enjoy, apparently. It's very old school anime, so 90s, obviously 95. Which to me, I'm not going to say I don't want to say it's the golden era, but I watched, I had my hands on quite a bit of anime when it first came out. At that time, I remember being one of the only people in my friend group which had ever seen any anime. So I was watching it before it was cool. Just want to put that out there. And now I don't watch a lot at all, really, so I kind of fell off that one, which is fair enough. Games-wise, Tekken 2 was out. Are you a Tekken fan? Did you ever play a bit of Tekken? Or?
Yeah, Tekken's my fighting game.
Is that your fighting game of choice? It's not mine. It's one of my...
Specifically 3.
Okay, so it's like the least of my favourite fighting games. If you gave me an hour on it, I could probably play enough with a character to be very good. I'm very good at fighting games, just in general. You give me a game, I'll practice with it and I'll be good at it. I don't know. I just have a knack with them. In the same way that some people are very good at shooting games or whatever. Fighting games are I just naturally I feel quite easy with them. Super Mario World 2 came out, Yoshi's Island. And another big game, a massive game that came out, which influenced a lot of very good sequels, was Command and Conquer, which came out on PC, spawned quite a big franchise. Although there's nothing recently has been out. I think they ruined it with Command and Conquer 4, I believe. They changed the way they did it. Or they had this kind of very sort of set way of doing things, and then they went, "Oh, let's change it," and they just broke it. Which is what happens, isn't it, with people? They just like to break shit. But that's our very small back in time for 1995, August, roughly the 24th. Now, keep in mind, we might do 95 and August on the back in time at some point, but there was a lot more happening. But specifically to the 24th, this was kind of what was going off. I think that's about us done.
Yeah,
unless
thanks
there's
for joining.
Oh, you jumped straight into it. Unless there's anything else you wanted to add, that was what.
We've covered everything. I did just think of something and I forgot it, but I'm sure I'll remember it another day.
We will actually see each other before the next episode comes out.
Yeah,
because you're coming down to Nottingham on the 3rd,
which is next week. Yep,
it is not this Friday, but next Friday. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing you in the flesh, because I haven't seen you for a little bit, so that'll be fun. We'll have that'll be a fun day. I'm not going to say what we'll be doing on that day. It's not podcast related. It's something totally different, but it is something we do like doing. So that will be maybe we'll mention it on one of the casts. I don't know what will be happening cast wise next week because I'm off. We'll sort something out. I don't know. We'll sort something out, but yeah, that's the end of me talking. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
Right. Thanks for joining us today. Come and find us, as always, on YouTube and Spotify and a little bit of Facebook. We'd love some feedback on this episode. Tell us how you feel about the new Beverly Hills Cop. And do Switch gamers, yeah, they're a thing, deserve the new Diablo 2 remake. I've been Nathan.
And I've been Lee. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.